In a small town, lost among the green hills, lived a family, Anna and Sergey. They had been together for 10 years and at first glance, their life seemed perfect. They had a cozy home, 2 children and a stable job. However, under the surface of this idyll, there were problems that no one knew about. Anna worked at the local library and always dreamed of more, about traveling, about a career, about a life full of adventures. Sergey was a down-to-earth person who preferred stability and routine. He worked in a construction company and spent his evenings watching TV or fishing with friends. Gradually, Anna began to feel lonely and abandoned. One day, a new reader came to the library, Alexei. He was a charismatic man with sparkling eyes and an infectious smile. Alexei often came for books on psychology and philosophy, and a conversation began between him and Anna. They discussed literature, life and dreams. With each passing day, their communication became deeper and deeper. Anna began to feel attracted to Alexei. He listened to her, understood her desires and aspirations. Unlike Sergey, he inspired her to new ideas and dreams. Soon their meetings became regular. At first they were just talking about books, but soon they began to share their experiences and secrets. One evening, when Anna stayed at work until late, Alexei invited her to have coffee in a nearby cafe. She hesitated, but eventually agreed. That evening they talked until late at night, and when it was time to part, Alexei gently touched her hand. It was a moment that changed everything. From that moment on, their secret affair began. Anna knew it was wrong, but her feelings for Alexei were so strong that she could not resist temptation. They met in secluded places, in the park, in a cafe, or even at her home when Sergey was at work. Sergey began to notice changes in his wife's behavior. She became more withdrawn and often stayed late at work. He tried to talk to her about it, but Anna always found excuses. "I'm just tired, we have a lot of work, the children need attention." Sergey had no idea what was really going on. Several months of their secret affair passed. Anna felt torn between 2 worlds, on the one hand, family and children, on the other, passion and freedom with Alexei. She understood that sooner or later the truth would come out. One day, Sergey found a strange message on Anna's phone from Alexei, "I miss you." His heart stopped from fear and betrayal. He demanded an explanation from his wife. Anna was horrified. She knew that she could not lie anymore. That evening they talked for a long time. First they shouted at each other, then they cried. Anna confessed everything, about her feelings for Alexei and how confused she was in her desires. Sergey was broken. He could not believe that his wife was cheating on him. After this conversation, their lives changed forever. Sergey left home for a few days to go to his parents. He needed time to think. Anna was left alone with the children and a sense of guilt. A week later, Sergey returned home. He wanted to talk about their future. They both understood that it would be extremely difficult to restore trust. They had to go through many difficulties, family counseling, conversations about feelings and fears. Anna decided to break off relations with Alexei. She realized that true love requires honesty and devotion. She wanted to get Sergey back and build a new life with him. Sergey also realized his mistakes. He realized that he should devote more time to his family and be more attentive to his wife's feelings. Gradually, they began to restore their relationship. It was not easy, but both were ready to work on themselves for the sake of the children and for the sake of love. The story of Anna and Sergey became a lesson for both of them. Betrayal can destroy everything in the blink of an eye, but sincerity and the desire to work on the relationship can help restore what was valuable that was lost. Anna and Sergey lived together. They had been together for over 10 years and their life seemed perfect, a cozy house, 2 children, 8-year-old Katia and 5-year-old Sasha. Sergey worked for a local construction company and Anna was a housewife who devoted herself to her family. However, behind this external idyll there were problems that no one suspected. Sergey was a good husband and father, but his work took up a lot of his time. He often stayed late at work, and on weekends he went to construction sites in neighboring cities. Anna felt lonely and abandoned. She tried to find solace in caring for the children and household chores, but over time this began to weigh on her. One day, when Sergey was late at work again, Anna decided to spend the evening with her friends. They met in a cafe, where they discussed their lives and problems. Her friends noticed that Anna looked depressed and suggested that she have some fun. That evening, they met several men who came to the cafe to play billiards. Among them was Alexei, a charming and charismatic young man. He worked in marketing and was full of energy and ambition. Anna felt drawn to him. He was a completely different person compared to Sergei. Alexei knew how to listen and maintain a conversation, which was something she had been missing in her relationship with her husband. After that evening, Anna began to meet Alexei more and more often. At first, it was just texting and messengers. They shared their thoughts and experiences with each other. But soon their communication grew into something more. They began to meet secretly after work or during walks without the children. Anna knew that it was wrong, but her feelings for Alexei were so strong that she could not stop. He gave her the attention and care that she so lacked at home. Each time after meeting him, she felt alive and desired. Sergei began to notice changes in his wife's behavior. She became more withdrawn and often stayed late at meetings with friends or at classes for children. He tried to talk to her about it, but Anna always found excuses. I'm just tired, we have a lot to do, the children need attention. Sergei had no idea what was really going on. Several months of their secret affair passed. Anna felt torn between two worlds: on the one hand, family and children; on the other, passion and freedom with Alexei. She understood that sooner or later the truth would come out. One evening, Sergei came home earlier than usual. He noticed that Anna was tense. Her eyes avoided his gaze. At that moment, he felt anxious. Something was wrong. When he entered the bedroom, he saw his wife's phone on the table with an open chat. There were messages from Alexei. Sergei was shocked. His heart pounded from betrayal. He read several messages. I miss you, when will we meet again? At that moment, he understood the full depth of his wife's betrayal. When Anna returned from the kitchen with cups of tea, Sergei was already waiting for her in the bedroom with a phone in his hands. She saw his face. It was full of pain and anger. What does this mean? He asked quietly. Anna froze. Her heart was pounding with fear. Seryoja. She began to justify herself. Don't. I see everything. You cheated on me. How could you? We are a family. Anna felt a surge of shame. She knew she had done something terrible. I didn't want it. It's just. I felt lonely. You're always busy. I tried to find support. Support? You have me. I work for our family. And you? You betrayed me. Tears streamed down Anna's cheeks. She understood the full weight of her actions. I'm so sorry. I'm confused. I love you. But I also love Alexei. Sergei closed his eyes in pain. He didn't know how to react to these words. You have to choose, either me or him. I can't live with a man who betrayed me. Anna felt lost. She knew that she had to choose between two men, one of whom she had loved for many years and the other whom she had known for only a few months. That night they talked for a long time, first yelling at each other, then crying. Sergei demanded that his wife sever all ties with Alexei. He wanted to restore trust between them. The next morning Anna called Alexei and told him about her decision to end the relationship. It was hard for her to break up with him. She understood that she would lose a part of herself along with this love. But she also knew that if she wanted to save the family for the sake of the children and for the sake of Sergei, she had to take this step. Alexei was shocked by her decision. He tried to convince her to stay. You told me about your feelings. We could have been happy together. But Anna was firm. I can't continue living like this. I have a family. After this conversation, she returned home to Sergei. They both understood that restoring trust would be an extremely difficult process. They had to go through many difficulties: family counseling, conversa. More attentive to his wife's feelings. Little by little, they began to restore their relationship. It was not easy, but both were ready to work on themselves for the sake of their children and for the sake of love. Several months passed after that incident. The relationship between them began to change for the better. They began to communicate more with each other about their feelings and experiences. Sergei began to spend more time at home instead of staying late at work. Anna also tried to be more open with her husband. She shared her experiences about that time of loneliness and lack of attention from Sergei. They began to spend time together as a family, walking in the park or arranging joint evenings of board games. However, the shadow of betrayal still remained between them. Sometimes Sergei remembered that betrayal and felt pain from memories of that period of their lives. He tried not to show it in front of the children, but sometimes at night it became difficult for him to fall asleep because of thoughts about that time. Anna also felt guilty for hurting her husband. She wanted to regain Sergei's trust completely. She tried to do everything possible to show him her love. She cooked his favorite dishes or left notes with pleasant words of support. Over time, their relationship began to recover. Although trust was not yet fully restored, they both tried to work on themselves for the sake of the future of their family. They understood the importance of communicating with each other. It became the basis of their new life together. One evening, they were sitting together on the couch after putting the children to bed. The atmosphere was calm and cozy. "You know, I understand now how important it is to be close to each other," Sergei said quietly. Anna looked at him. "Yes. I understood that too. We must value the time we have together." They hugged each other tightly. It was a sign that they were ready to move forward together no matter what. Anna and Sergei's story became a lesson for both of them. Betrayal can destroy everything in the blink of an eye, but sincerity and the desire to work on a relationship can help restore what was valuable that was lost. Over time, they learned to appreciate each other more than ever before, now on the basis of trust, openness, and love that became stronger after all the trials they had to go through together as a family.